Find a comfortable seat. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And at first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jana Lee, and I'm a holistic sex and intimacy coach and Tantra educator. My office is located in Boston, but I work with couples from all over the world, or at least in the United States, majority from the United States, some from Canada, and sometimes it is from Europe, couples from Europe. So the form how I work with people there are three major formats: private coaching, one-on-one or one with couples, workshops, and the new format that I'm just opening up is an online program. And you're welcome to ask any questions about that at the end of this. But this evening is about Tantra, and it can be, you might be new to this, you might be someone who's been practicing Tantra or learning about Tantra for a long time. It doesn't matter, because this is your space for practice. This is your space for relaxing, for reconnecting, for learning together. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. So again, if you are still kind of settling down, make sure that you have everything to be comfortably seated in front of each other at some point. And let's start. So first, a little introduction, and maybe a reminder for some of you. So what is Tantra? Such a big word. Usually when we do, I would ask this question at the workshops, people come up with very different things. For some, it's something that has to do with sexuality. For others, it's a mindset, philosophy. For someone would always say, oh, that's what the type of sex that this singer mentioned, when you can make love for hours. And it's all true in a way. So, but if we go to the roots, Tantra is an esoteric yogic tradition. What does it mean, yogic? When you hear yoga, especially these days, it's more common, more known. We're thinking body, mind, spirit, right? So yoga, unity, uniting. Yogic tradition that developed on actually in both cultures of Hinduism and Buddhism, which is quite interesting. And if you also do a little search, right, research online, you will probably come up with this definition. Tantra when applied to sexuality. And what it means when tantric approach applied to sexuality, it refers to practice, first of all, which is very important, practice. It's not a theory. It's something that we learn through doing. There is no ever perfection, right? And the purpose of this practice, the aim of this practice, is to integrate spirituality and physical intimacy. Through mindful and sensual approach. What does it mean, mindful? Mindful, when we say mindful, we refer to our capacity to be in the present moment, which is also a practice, right? Our mind doesn't want to be still. Our mind doesn't want to be present. Our mind is interested in constantly looking for where is the danger, what is wrong, How can I fix it? Right? That's its job. Nothing's wrong with that either, right? So, but being mindful means learning how to observe your mind and how to be present. And yoga is the practice that helps with that. So again, Tantra is a practice that aims to integrate spirituality and physical aspect of intimacy. If we're talking about tantric approach to intimacy, to sexuality, through mindful and sensual, all five senses approach to sexual activity, often with a focus on prolonging pleasure and deepening connection, right? Both. And those are the words that we can use when we talk about Tantra, right? As I said, it's a yoga. It has something to do with energy. That's what usually people start saying during the circles, the in-person work. It does have something to do with polarity of the energies. Tantric approach is very beneficial to bring into your sexuality for more holistic view, for more holistic approach. Yes, it does have something to do with spirituality, and basically the tantric approach as a mindset is the approach where there is no duality. It's a non-dualistic approach. What's above, so below. If you ever heard that expression, right? It is Tantra, merging those polarities in the act of love, right? That's why Tantra can also be described as the art of loving. And that's how my Tantra teacher, my original Tantra teacher, Charles Muir, presented. And there is a book called exactly this, Tantra, the art of conscious loving. And I think I skipped this one. So the word Tantra, and that is the last thing I'm going to say about as an introduction to the world of Tantra, before we go a little deeper, is that the word Tantra, translated from Sanskrit, can have two meanings. Well, start with tan. Tan is just one meaning, instrument or tool, but tra, most common, is translated as an expansion, but also another meaning is weaving together. And I just love it, how one word can have these different meanings, right? We both expand. What do we expand? Our pleasure, our senses, our awareness, our love. Right? And we are weaving together different and sometimes opposite energies, opposite things, such as body and spirit. All right, so that's a little introduction. And that's just maybe something to meditate on. What are the tantric premises? We see body as something sacred, not sinful, not bad, sacred or potentially sacred. Every body part, including your genitals, including your fingers, your eyes, your mouth, right? So every body part can be sacred. Another one is polarity or differences can be harmonious. It brings, if anything, it brings harmony. By merging polarities, we bring harmony, not disharmony. Pleasure can be healing, and love can be expanded. So the word that comes up when people start learning about Tantra, the word that comes up very often is energy. And if you ask yourself or your partner, what is energy? This word can have different meanings, right? There is a very specific way that we relate to energy, very practical, I would say, when it comes to tantric practices. Energy has direction. Energy has intensity. Energy has a place in the body. And if you're familiar with chakra system, heart chakra, throat, self-expression, intuition, third eye, the top of the head, the crown chakra, the lower chakras, it's the energy centers in the body. Why do we need to know it when it comes to Tantra as an expression, as a way to connect intimately? Can be many reasons. And one of them, for example, when we actually touch our partner and we bring certain energy into our hands, which can be very powerful. The center of our palm, for example, is connected to our heart chakra. So when we bring right thoughts, when we are paying attention, but also when we put our hands on a certain body parts, our own or our partner, it can have a certain effect, right? So knowing these energy centers, where they actually physically located in the body, can be very powerful, can empower your energetic connection, can be very useful to know as a giver, if you are the one giving touch, can be useful to know as a receiver, because you can put your attention, your focus on a certain body parts. So place in the body and quality. And when it comes to energy, the quality of the energy, yes, it's important what are we're thinking when we are touching, when we are looking our partner in the eye, when we are connecting to our own body. But there is this, if you ever heard of this, two type of energies, that there is a lot of conversations about them out there in certain communities for many years now. That would be about masculine and feminine energy. And I want to say a few words about it too. So energetic polarity. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to romantic relationships and sexual relationship, polarity creates attraction. Polarity, or being opposite in some ways, create attraction, create this magnet, right? How the magnet works, plus minus, right? So, which is a pathway to harmony, right? According to tantric mentality. So this beautiful god and goddess that you see, Shiva and Shakti, on the that's represented in the picture, they represent those two different energies, feminine and masculine, which, by the way, we all have. It's not necessarily gender related, though typically women have more feminine energy and men have more masculine energy. But sometimes we switch, and sometimes women can be very much in their masculine and men can be very much in their so-called feminine, or we can call it yin and yang. We can even bring this God's name, right? Shiva and Shakti. So it really depends on what resonates with you. But being aware of those two energies is important, and it is important if we want to learn as a couple how to create this attraction. Whatever name you use, the fact is, if we're not having or not creating this polarity within our bodies, within our energies, we can't have passion. The healthiest, the joyfulest relationship between, let's say, man and woman or partners is based on two major things. There are something that you're similar with, which creates friendship, right? And things or energies or ways that that creates polarity. Right? So polarity equals passion. Similarity equals friendship. We want both. The thing is that if we are a couple that in a long-term relationship, it might become tricky. It might become tricky at some point. If you ever heard of new relationship energy, have you ever heard that term? What they say is that energy exists either at the beginning of the relationship, or well, let's say it exists, hopefully, at the beginning of the relationship, but it only lasts from 6 months to 3 years maximum. What are we gonna do after that? Is it possible to recreate it? Yes. Absolutely, but we do need to become our own magicians. And I'm very passionate about it because there are ways. And Tantra is one of those extraordinary ways that we can use to keep the passion, to keep the fire. And it's a lot of fun too. So when you think about feminine and when you think about masculine, what do you think of? What kind of words come to your mind? This is how they describe in books, in studies on Tantra. That's how feminine energy is described. Cool, watery, slow, inward, wide focused, receptive, creative, and energy that associated with feelings and emotions. Notice, not gender related, it's more energetic, right? We all have those moments, those states when we are more in that energy. And masculine is described as fiery, fast, focused, projective, ongoing, goal-oriented, action-oriented, action and doing, and it represents itself in planning and in structure. When it comes to energy centers, back to chakra system, each chakra has a certain qualities, and that's where it becomes interesting. And I'm not going to talk a lot about it. This is me just giving you some fundamentals, right? Either reminding you or bringing you awareness to that, so you can maybe read more or research more or study more, even with me or with other practitioners. Right? But why am I showing you this picture? Because that is about these energy centers actually in our bodies. And there is a whole science about it. There are excellent books about it. And there is a difference between those energy centers or chakras in a female body and male body. For example, They do say that heart chakra in women, and that's a green dot, right? And the chakra is right in between, right in between. It's not on the left or on the right, in the center of your chest, in between the nipples or a little higher. The heart chakra is extroverted, externally oriented for women, and introverted, so internally oriented for men. The opposite is for a sacral chakra, which is orange, which is the lower belly area, lower belly, genitals. The lowest one, the root chakra, is actually not in front or at the back. It's it's a perineum, where you find perineum muscles, right? So, but the sacral chakra, it has the front and the back. So everything you see in the picture, there's the front and the back. So that chakra, the second chakra, is externally oriented for man, even if you think of genitals, right? And internally or introverted oriented for women. What does it mean? Why do we need to know that? How is it relevant? Well, with this awareness, we as lovers can create the energy flow between two bodies that is actually very in line with our natural flow. By moving this energy, and just in a minute you will have a chance to practice the tantric meditation that is designed for that, to have a little bit of experience. How do we move energy? How do we focus on these different chakras? And we will be mostly focusing on the heart chakra and on the sacral chakra, with some work of awareness that will need to be done before. So just to summarize, knowing the direction, knowing the quality of the energy center, knowing the place of each energy center can assist us, can help us to create passion, to create more emotional connection, just by directing our attention to those centers. The next level can be by touching, by using your breath, the sound, but just bringing attention sometimes is enough. What are the tantric tools for conscious connection and pleasure? And notice this is for both connection, emotional, spiritual, and pleasure in your body through your senses. Right? So I'm very quickly, I'll go through these different ways, so you will know what to focus on and why are we doing for this meditation that will follow. And the meditation is about 20 minutes. So how do we create it? Why meditation? Right? Well, maybe even before that, because remember, Tantra is about sensuality, senses. To get into our senses, we need first to slow down. But there is one more element. Even before doing that, the email that I sent you, or maybe you saw it in the description of this event, create an environment. So important. What is the environment? Why is it important? We want to get in our bodies. We want to create the environment that will support that. If we want to get in our bodies, we want to create an environment that supports it. We want to create an environment where our body can go, I can be present. So when you creating this environment, you want to think about 5 senses. What do you want to smell? What kind of smell makes you feel relaxed, makes you feel, creates enjoyable experience for you? We don't want to skip that. It's very important. Hearing what kind of sounds get you in a relaxed and present state. Can it be nature sounds? Can it be soft music? Can it be silence? Seeing, is there anything in your environment right now on when you are trying to participate in this, right, distracting to you? Can you beautify your environment? If you're in the bedroom, can you put something kind of a blanket, right, that also, look at the last one, feeling on your skin, that feels good for your skin. Tasting is optional, but it's really nice to be sipping on something, right? When you before engaging, after, in the middle, but or maybe using some berries and chocolate. And I am talking about, yes, you preparing to be sensual or sexual with each other, but also about something that my couples call the love lab, everyday love lab. It's like brushing your teeth, 10 minutes, just, or connection time. Love lab might be for something longer, but the connection time, 10 minutes sitting in front of each other, breathing, having a communication, conversation about the day, or maybe sharing some touch. It doesn't have to be something bigger. So another tool that is very important is positioning. We do want to pay attention how our bodies are positioned, our eyes, looking each other in the eyes, our hands, our chest. Breath is important. And in Tantra, we practice two big modalities to, well, there are more, right? But we always start with harmonizing breath, inhaling together, exhaling together. And to intensify energy, to move more energy, to circle breath. When one partner is inhaling, another exhaling. And then we switch, and then we switch, and then we switch. Sound is important, both making a sound, moving energy, but also, as I said, the sound in the environment. Visualization ability. It can be visualizing the chakras, it can be visualizing the energy flowing through you. Bandhas and mudras, if you know what it is, it's more advanced tools. It's internal squeezes, and also the way we put our hands, either fingers together, sometimes shape of where we put our hands, one hand on a heart, for example, another hand on the lower belly, creating those energy flows. And absolutely, touch. So those are all there. We'll go back to these factors that influence energy transmission and absorption after, and you will receive the slides too. But right now, let's give it a try. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Notice if you are in a more fast pace, listening, maybe talking between each other. And let's slow down together. The positions that you see on the screen, those are recommended positions. Though you can sit in front of each other just on chairs, What's important is your bodies are in front of each other, so chakra centers have the opportunity to connect energetically. What's important is your faces are in front of each other, so you can look each other in the eye. Hands, if you are a little bit apart, see if you want to try to practice the tantric way to hold hands, which is right on top, left under. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, find the position that works for you today. Choose one of those or create your own. Close your eyes and start taking a deep, slow breath. Deep, slow breath. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Closed eyes, relaxed shoulders, relaxed shoulders. Next time you inhale, pause at the top of your inhale. Exhale fully. And next time you at the bottom of your exhale, pause for a second or two. Pause when your lungs are empty. Start noticing what is happening in my body right now. When I try to do that, keeping my spine nice and long by pressing down through the soles of my feet or through the sit bones, by reaching up through the top of my head, by taking deeper and slower breath, what's coming up for me? There is no perfection. It's all practice. Inhaling through the nose, pausing, exhaling through the mouth, maybe creating a little bit of a hum or sound. Maybe even shaking your body. If you feel any tension, shaking is great for that. Notice that it takes some time to get into it and allow yourself this spaciousness. Eventually coming into this place of stillness, the only thing that is moving is the breath inside of you. Your body is completely relaxed. Your spine is nice and long. Can you come into this stillness and stay kind of in this light, right? And take it without too much trying, right? Can you relax into it? Can you notice the physical sensations on your palms, soles of your feet, any areas of your body that are touching your partner, maybe your knees, maybe other parts of your body if you're sitting in one of those positions where your legs are crossing. A couple of more deep, slow breaths, and then see if you can open your eyes and softly relax your face, relax your eyes, your shoulders, and softly look your partner in the left eye. Only their left, not your left, their left. Continue taking a deeper and slower breath. And now one of the partners, can you start leading with the breath? If you're feeling, whoever is feeling more in their masculine or wanting, willing to take this role, we will switch later on. But start leading with your breath. What does it mean? Exaggerate your breathing, inhaling through the nose, and let your partner to follow. And if you are a follower, can you relax into that? Approximately inhaling at the same time, pausing at the top of the inhale, and then exhaling together. Soft eye gazing. We're not bringing any meaning into looking our partner in the eye. We're just creating this opportunity for the energy to flow. What are you feeling when you're focusing on your partner's left eye? What are you feeling when you are inhaling together and then exhaling together? No verbal communication, just doing that. Can you relax into this process? Do all of it or some of it. Positioning of your body, positioning of your hands, but also your eyes. Can you relax by looking at your partner's left eye? And if you're wearing glasses, they do recommend to take them off. You don't have to see clearly. It's more energetic. What are you noticing when you're inhaling deeper than usually? Can you pause? If you as a follower noticing that it is hard for you to follow your partner, by all means come back to your breath time to time or every other breath, and then join again. Inhaling together and exhaling together. Pausing at the top, second or two. And take a small pause at the bottom when you both empty. Continue relaxing your face, your shoulders, your chest, your belly, but keep your spine nice and tall. Now, if you were leading with your breath, see if you can switch and start following your partner's breath. If you were just following, can you come back to your breath, to your body more, and start exaggerating your breathing, inhaling through the nose, pause for a second or two, exhale fully. And let your partner follow. It doesn't have to be all too serious, right? We can smile, we can lighten up, but see if you can stay in this. Positioning, eye gazing, synchronized breathing. Can you do some of it? Can you do all of it? Anytime you need to bring your attention inward, anytime you need to take care of yourself, close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes for a few breaths and then come back. If you're noticing that keeping your eyes steady, focusing on your partner's face and your partner's left eye, bring some emotions, allow them to be. Do not suppress anything. Eyes are a powerful tool for moving energy. Some people start feeling awkward. Some people experience happiness. For some people, it can be very emotional. Let it be. Feel what you're feeling. Can you bring a little bit of a sound on your exhale, moving even more energy? And that will mean we both doing sound at the same time. Can you allow it to be as it is? Feel what you're feeling. Can you now continue doing that? Can you connect to your heart? When if you hold in hands and you do an inhale and exhale, can you imagine each time you inhaling, you taking in your partner's energy, your partner's heart energy through your left, in feminine receptive side, hold it in your heart when you pause, and then an exhale, you sending it out toward your partner, from your heart toward your partner. And what does it mean to be connected to your heart? What heart chakra is holding? The heart chakra is holding the energy of compassion toward both yourself and your partner. Acceptance, including self-acceptance. Kindness. Love. Can you find some of it in your heart? Can you allow yourself to receive and give from that space? Visualization, another tantric tool. When we are connected physically, when we are connected energetically, visualizing energy flowing. It can be, some people imagine color, some people imagine water, some people just becoming present to those emotions of the heart. That can be enough. Can you imagine this flow between your hearts? Again, continue doing what you're doing, or all of it or some of it, and maybe adding additional element, and that will be connecting to your lower chakras. Bring your attention toward your lower belly, your genitals, and maybe even find those PC muscles, pubic occipital muscles, that if you find them, if you know where they are, squeeze them. If you don't know, just squeeze anything you can find below your navel. Squeeze on an inhale, hyper relax on an exhale. Maybe even shaking your body. Squeeze on an inhale, hyper relax on an exhale. Bring in visualization. When I'm squeezing, I'm bringing the energy from the lower body up toward my heart. It mixing up with my heart, and then I'm sharing it on an exhale. Squeeze, bring it up. Exhale, relaxing, let it flow everywhere, up, down, sides. Now the partner who was following first. Can you switch your breath? Watch your partner inhaling and exhaling, and next time they're inhaling, hold. And when they start exhaling, you inhale. Reciprocal breathing. Optional, but give it a try. One partner is inhaling, another exhaling. Pause. Switch. One is exhaling, another one is inhaling. Pause. Ah, that means one of you is making a sound and then another is making a sound. So there is a constant hum. Allow yourself to be playful with this. Inhale. Pause and exhale. Ah. So the energy will be flowing this way. So if you're a man and woman in a couple in this practice, man, imagine when you inhaling, relaxing your heart and taking in through your heart. And when you exhaling, dropping it down toward your lower chakras. Pause, and then an exhale, send it out through your lower belly, through your lingam, which is a name for male genital, genitals mean wand of light, toward your partner. Inhaling through the heart for men, exhaling through your lower belly, through your genitals. For women, the opposite. Can you imagine inhaling through your yoni, through your the lower part of your body, and exhaling through your heart? The circuit of energy, the circle. Do all of it or some of it. Anytime you're confused, overwhelmed, just tired, do just a few of those tools. It's enough to just sit together still and breathe together. It's enough to look each other in the eye and practice being relaxed and alert. It's enough to visualize those energies flowing between you. So compassion lives in the heart center. Passion lives in the lower chakras. Bring all of it into this practice for the next just a couple of minutes. Can you continue staying relaxed and alert? Holding hands or being in a hug. Softly gazing each other in the left eye. Harmonizing breathing or reciprocal breathing. If you've been doing reciprocal breathing with one person being steady and another one is kind of playing alone, can you switch now? Or maybe you can do it without even one of you clearly being a leader. Maybe you can do it together in a more organic way. Visualizing the energy and internal squeezes. Mula Bandha is one of the most famous bandhas in yoga, which is squeezing those PC muscles. Very healthy practice for sexual health, but also for pleasure. When men learn how to bring his sexual energy up toward his heart, he becomes a masterful lover. He can give not only with his lingam, but with his whole being. Energetically give. Love with his whole body. When a woman learns how to bring that energy up and then let it go, she becomes multi-orgasmic. She learns how to radiate. So both directions are important. Up but also down in all directions. It's important to be able to find those muscles, but also and squeeze them, but also relax or rather hyper relax them in order for energy to flow in your body. Gently, gradually start coming back to a harmonizing breath. If you were doing reciprocal breathing, can you come back to inhaling together and exhaling together? Relax your face, relax your shoulders, relax your chest, relax your belly. And close your eyes and come back to your normal, typical breath, to something that is comfortable for you. And start noticing more about your body. Start noticing what are you feeling emotionally. Any thoughts that might be flowing in your mind right now. And when you open your eyes, choose who will go first. I'll give you 1 minute each, but you are welcome to do longer. Open your eyes and share with your partner, and 1 minute start now. What are you noticing about yourself doing this exercise? Share with your partner. What are you noticing? What can you notice? Physical level, emotional level, mental level. What was easy? What was not so easy? Look them in the eye and share. Thoughts, emotions, sensations, and switch. Finish what you were saying and switch. Now, your partner. What are you noticing about yourself doing this exercise? What can you notice? Physical, emotional, mental level. No right or wrong. That is the point, to start noticing what is coming up for you when you try to be more aware, more slower, more conscious for yourself and for your partner. How was it? And finish up. And thank you so much for participating in this practice with me. And this was a glimpse of what is possible. This is a glimpse of how we can transform the way we connect, both on emotional level, on physical level. This is the first step. This is where we start. In the workshops that I offer, in-person workshops and sometimes online workshops now, we do go forward with this practice by creating a communication, and the most common one that we start with is sharing your fears with your partner and sharing your desires. Very powerful one. It can be as simple as sharing your feelings about today, where are you at in life. You do need to set a timer. You do need to set a timer, and typically it's 10 minutes for each. And you do want to do this check in after that. So basically, one partner is talking, answering the question. It can be, what are your deepest fears? Then the second one, what are your deepest desires? Or what would you like to share? How are you feeling? 10 minutes, then you pause, then each of you sharing what are they noticing about themselves, and then you switch. That's how we do it. So to complete this presentation, to complete this practice, I want to repeat that there are different opportunities to learn with me, or to have me as your guide. And that is for couples specifically. There are 2 formats that I offer to my couples, and that is 3-day immersion, sort of a retreat for just you two, or 3 months programs, which can be done either online or in person in Watertown Center of Healing Arts. And there is Tantra date night for couples that I offer almost every month. And the next one is actually next weekend. And since you all signed up from Eventbrite, you probably saw it. So I invite you to join. I will send you an email with this information. Again, the new thing that I'm offering is online program, Keep the Fire for couples, which been amazing experience. And I run it twice, and the next one is coming up in fall. And if you're interested in some of these offers, you are very welcome to schedule your discovery call with me. You do need to go to my website, flourishingintimacy.com, and schedule a phone call. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening.